Okay. All right. Now we have it. There we go. Okay. Well, I do have sound. I have to yell the whole freaking time. I know I'm live. Am I super quiet or what? Because I'm not sure where the mic is. I don't know which mic I'm on. Apparently, the mic inside my microphone, my camera, is no longer working. Hey, Effie, can you hear me? All right. Good. Yeah. Well, I'm not really planning on doing anything. I mean, this is what idle hands ends up doing most of the time with just the trash that I have sitting on my table. And now I'm in a bad mood because I shouldn't have to fight to be able to do a stream. Keep waiting for Allison to come on and say something. Well, at least I got that fixed, I think. I'm fine. How are you? In a touch of a bad mood, but other than that, that's good. Bloody dire wolf. So, today I've heard stupidity after stupidity, and this has been way too common for me lately. Yeah, mostly because of the stupid computer not working. That, and like I was saying, I've been hearing stupidity after stupidity saying if it's not somebody famous saying something stupid, it's somebody who has no business saying anything at all saying something stupid. But, you know, I'm willing to forgive a certain amount, but okay, blaming the government for inflation is one of the dumbest things I have ever seen. Because, well, first of all, the guys who actually print the money don't even work for the government. They're a private organization. The Federal Reserve is a private organization that does what the government says but doesn't belong to the government. And the reason why inflation goes up or down is because they're printing money. And the reason they're printing money is because there's not enough money to go around, which leads to the fact that the reason inflation goes up is because there is a bunch of people in this country who are just sitting on their money. I'm not talking about poor people, I'm talking about one percenters. You want to complain about the price of everything. Don't look at the people below you. Don't look at the government. Look at the rich assholes, okay? Corporations. All right. Back during the early 1980s, going all the way up into the 90s, Hasbro, probably the best toy company in the world, altogether, had their flagship line, G.I. Joe, at anywhere from $2 to $4 a figure. That same figure now is selling the same basic sized and say basic designed figure is now selling for $20. Brand new. They just made it and it's $20. This is the corporation charging too much for something that isn't worth the price. If it costs $7.59 to do something, then you should only add about $5 above the price that you have to pay to make the figure and pay off the licensing on the figure. Yet they're charging $25, $30 for licensed figures. This makes no sense to me other than the fact that there's a bunch of overly rich people who want more money but don't seem to make the realization that every dollar that they have, more than they already have, is causing their money to be of less value. Yes, I have $1 trillion. Sounds really cool. When you don't take into account that $1 trillion isn't worth jack shit without people actually backing it up. I'm hoping some rich guy will see this and actually make that realization. I'm not actually rich. I'm making things worse. And put a bunch of that money back into the system. You don't need to have all the money. I mean, anybody on this planet can live for 150 years off of a $50 million. The only thing that anything above 50 million that you have, that's for prestige. And prestige don't buy you anything. It makes you famous in life and makes you pointless in death. Oh yeah, well my kids will be able to. Your kids are already spoiled, worthless people. Don't believe me? Take a look at them. You guys keep this stuff up, you're going to end up in a situation just like they had in France, and we're going to end up beheading all of you. And I'm not saying I want to do that. I don't want to see that. Ever. But it's going to happen. And it's because people aren't willing to help other people. They're not willing to let go of what they have to make somebody else's life better. And guess what? My experience, if my neighbor's doing good, so am I. So if a fellow citizen of this country is doing good, then everybody's doing good. Unfortunately, everybody has this me mentality. Thank you very much, baby boomers, you sellouts, for having that attitude and passing it on to the preceding generations. Now, to cover something Allison has continuously talked to me about. Okay. Why hasn't Bo DeMaio been canceled yet? Seriously. The dude is a sexual predator that goes after his employees. The whole reason he got fired from Disney had to do with that. Any other person had done that, and if it had been towards women, not other men, he would have been canceled. The man should be canceled. We should basically completely ignore him and toss him aside, like we've tried to do to so many others. I mean, seriously, Sean Connery, one of the greatest actors of all time, and people want to cancel him because of something he said in the 1960s. This guy did this within the last 5 years, and nobody's canceling him yet. This is ridiculous. Equality. You want equality, then everybody is equal. Not some people are better than other people. That's not how equality works. Equality is equality. And if you're going to treat somebody bad because of something they said 30 years ago or something they did in a drunken stupor 30 years ago, then you need to do something bad to a guy who's done worse recently. Now, my rants are over with. Shall we get on to actually talking about lore and things like that? Yes, I have done more work on Marcus. He's still not done because there is a lot of information here. We're talking about an extra dimensional magic user from a Fey realm who has to go through a mission to be able to get the right to go to the main world of 616. It's going to be a long story. Yes, Allison, Bodemayo should be in jail, but he's not the only one who should be in jail. And the only reason a bunch of people that should be in jail aren't in jail is because they're rich. Anyways, topic, please, so I can calm down and get a little bit better. I just said that no, it's a long story. It's going to take a while. I have only added some, like 3 paragraphs to it. Yeah, let's get a topic going. Like I said, Marcus is a magic user who it's hard to write his story because he's not from our plane. Why am I playing with that? Don't have any ideas. Yeah, I could talk about the different types of beings in different comic books universes. Although I'm still trying to figure out anything in DC. I'm an alien from a red planet. The yellow sun powers my power, so I basically am invulnerable. Okay. And I have super strength. Okay. And super speed. Okay. And nobody can beat me. Except for maybe a teleporter that can drop you off in the red star system in the middle of space and hold you there until you die. Yes, everybody in Marcus's race, the Kroll, which is spelled with a C. I know you're pro Superman, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to sit here and bash the bad writing. Okay, he would be a far better villain than he is a hero, but I would hate to see him become a villain. I like it when he's vulnerable. That's why I like it when he fights magic users and he fights people who are using particular types of energy. I even like it when somebody has a kryptonite ring because he's far more interesting when he could get trounced. It's one of the reasons that Wolverine had become such a popular character. He literally is indestructible, but that doesn't mean he can't be beaten, can't be hurt, can't be ripped to shreds. No, he's just, you can literally cut his head off and he'll regrow a body. It's just going to be a while and you have defeated him. Superman, it's just really impossible to beat him if you don't have a particular set of things. And yeah, like I was saying though, yeah, his entire race, the Kroll, are both male and female, but it switches back and forth through magical means. It's different in the Fey realm that they're from, where it's 1 year to Earth's plane, which it's 6 months. The sister species, the Scree, they don't shapeshift. They're natural shapeshifters, but they don't change their sex uncontrollably. They're also incredibly good healers, where the Kroll are just good at all general magic. What's your opinion of Batman, Effie? Can I bash him for a while? I'm not going to make fun of Aquaman because I think Aquaman is actually really cool. So you don't like Batman. You're pro Superman, but Batman can take a leap off the top of the tallest building in Gotham. Well, Aquaman, he's like the coolest hero in the universe. His strength is comparable to Wonder Woman's. He can fly. He can uh, can move almost as fast as Flash. And then on top of that, he can talk to sea creatures. He can have a conversation with a shark and a dolphin at the same time. He can tell Cthulhu, hey, come on, I need your help. And Cthulhu will listen. That's freaking awesome. Batman, like I said the other night, Batman literally should be in an insane asylum. He should be in Gotham, Arkham Asylum, right alongside all of his villains. The only reason he's not is because he's the only thing keeping those villains from taking over the city and completely destroying it. That's why the cops don't bother trying to throw him in there with everybody else. If they took care of everything, then yeah. Now, one of the things I got in an argument with a guy about which is better, Marvel or DC. And I said Marvel. Almost all of the heroes have real life problems. There's the characters are far more interesting. Their powers are far more interesting. And then he goes through a list of all these reasons why DC's better, and I go, yeah, but think about this. The most powerful hero in the entire DC universe, the one who has control over time and space, thinks faster than anyone else, can be taken out by a handful of marbles, which is commonly carried by the Joker and Toyman. The Flash has one of the weirdest, he is literally the most powerful hero in the entire DC universe, as been shown by the New 52, Flashpoint, the current stuff that's going on. He literally can travel through time and change things. He can run completely around the planet and punch somebody, sending them into orbit. And he does it in 30 seconds. Literally, he is the most powerful hero on DC's Earth. Yet, he can be taken out by Toyman, the wimpiest supervillain in the entire DC universe. And his arch nemesis calls himself Captain Cold. You know, at least Aquaman has Black Manta. Or Sea King. Or whatever his name is. Sea Lord or something other like that. Ocean Lord, yeah. Ocean Lord. Wonder Woman is fucking cool. She really is. I mean, she was the first female superhero. She runs around. She can take on bad guys left and right. She can stand toe-to-toe with Superman and quite possibly kill him if you listen to some of the Elseworld stories. She's the daughter of Zeus and immortal Amazon. And on top of it all, she runs around in a bikini, is in it, and definitely is into bondage. I mean, come on. The lasso of truth, you know she's using that on every boyfriend she ever has. But she's not the coolest female hero. I think probably the coolest female hero in the DC universe is actually Vixen. They've done a really good job with her backstory, and they've told her story right, and she has really cool powers. I mean, that is a cool character. What freaking episode am I on? Why did I miss so many episodes? Actually, DC does have a lot of really cool heroes. Don't you dare call me Willie, or I will come to Boise and beat your ass. You hear me, Justin? Bad enough I had to tell you troubleshoot for your mom today. Ladies, this is my cousin Justin. He's a dick. He's my mom's twin sister's son. Yeah, it was dead batteries. You need to give her all the passwords to all the things on Roku so she can actually use her Roku if she gets her Wi-Fi back. I live in Caldwell. It's a 25-minute drive. Yeffy. Okay, she doesn't know that she has Wi-Fi and she doesn't know how to use Roku. You need to teach her to use the stuff. Where did you think I lived, Effie? Yeah, I'm from Idaho. Please take into account everybody thinks we're a bunch of dumb potato farmers. It doesn't help matters that everybody that they show from this state is a dumb potato farmer. But the truth about it is, we have the largest tech industry in the country. In several of our cities, we have major tech stuff. And we have more millionaires per capita than any other state. I'm sorry to tell you this, Justin, but you barely count as an Idaho. I mean, technically, you weren't even born here. Sorry. I hate having to try to rewatch these damn things. Ricky. Well, regardless if you were born here or not, you spent most of your life living in Washington. That makes you a Washingtonian. Better than a Californian, don't get me wrong. He's also better than an Oregonian. But that's beside the point. Now, don't be blocking out my girls. They've been here longer than you. They need to be able to say more than you. I will have Allison mute you if you make me mad. When did you find out I was streaming? Yes, Allison, you have had the power pretty much since the start of this. How often have you watched? Hmm. Well, today I'm just ranting. Yeah, I noticed. Give me a like so that actually makes it a little bit better and I get wider spread. Uh, on the video, not in the in the chat, okay? Wow. 6 people. Hey, we beat our freaking record, man. Actually, our record is 8. But anyways, let's see here. What was I saying? Yeah, DC. DC actually has some really cool superheroes. The problem is they're not the popular ones. Superman's not as popular as Batman. I mean, come on, he's like the first superhero. Most everybody, when somebody says superhero, they think, "Oh, Superman." Like, I mean, Mister Terrific. This is a guy who shouldn't even be a superhero. He literally is a tech genius who can control technology with his brain. He's African American. He paints himself up to look like a wrestler, and he chose the name of his favorite wrestler from when he was growing up. But still, really cool superhero. Of course, I don't think he would have ended up on Justice Society if it hadn't been for that fact. So, yeah, there's that one, and there's a few others out there that are like that too. Um, the Question. Okay, that's kind of dumb, but it's freaking awesome. No, his name is an eyeball man. His name is oh damn, hold on a second, I'll look it up. I know they actually recently made an action figure for him. Oh, sorry. Slightly distracted there. Okay, it's not in that one. No, that's not the right one either. That was Spider-Man No Way Home. Madness. I think, was he in the Marvels? Where is he? Can't remember which set he was in. Pretty sure he wasn't in that one. Tell me he was. Yep. Orb. His name is Orb. And he has an eyeball for a head. Eyeball Man was a little comic book that was written by a bunch of kids that made it out on the internet in the early days. And it was more or less the War of the Eyeball Men. Orb is the eyeball guy from Marvel. Uh, I think the closest that DC has to that is giant space starfish with mental control stuff. Uh, was always disappointed that Catman was a bad guy, especially since Catman and Wildcat are basically the same character. Who else we got? And like I said, Green Arrow, definitely the most awesome hero. I mean, literally, it's a dude with a bow who goes out and does the same thing Batman does, but he has a sense of humor, and his villains, well, he never lets supervillains really be a problem. Uh, is anybody still there, or is it blocked people out from being able to do chat? Nobody else has said anything for a while, and I'm just wondering. Okay, there it is. Damn, I wish my nose would stop itching. Well, there's not much more to listen to. I mean, it basically pointed out some of the best ones, and I mean, they literally they have the Birds of Prey. Bat Family is awesome. Batman's not. I need to change that screen. Girls can get me in trouble. Valiant Universe. Now that's got some cool stuff in it. Oh man. Let's see here. Archer and Armstrong. Basically a literally immortal dude who has been around since the beginning of time. Really likes women, really likes food, and loves a good fight once in a while. Teamed up with a futuristic martial artist that literally is so good at martial arts that nobody can touch him. Then Armstrong's brother, Gallade, the Eternal Warrior, always doing the best that he can to help everybody, but never takes time for himself and is nowhere near as cool as his brother Armstrong. And their third brother, who spends all his time traveling around in the time stream. Then you had Exo Manowar, which somehow got a video game, and Turok, the dinosaur hunter, which has actually been around way longer than that, but somehow ended up in Valiant Universe and is still owned by Valiant. Harbinger, with all the characters who are humans that have been augmented, and one of them's this fat chick that has the literal powers of Superman. She's invulnerable, super strong, super fast. She can fly, and she's an overweight woman. You gotta love it. You really do. I mean, it's almost as good as Big Bertha, the bulimic superhero. Everybody likes Venom, but which version of Venom are you talking about? Are you talking about Eddie Brock Venom? Are you talking about the Scorpion Venom? Are you talking about Flash Thompson Venom? Are you talking about the son of Eddie Brock Venom? Which one are you talking about? Hey, maybe you're talking about Gwenom. Everybody always says Eddie Brock. Effie, your entire knowledge of Venom better not be from just the movies. Figures. Have you at least watched the Disney Plus cartoon series? Because that version of Venom is very realistic. That's one that's really close to the comics. Bacon. Okay. Allison, you chose the two worst villains for Spider-Man, and I have no clue how to break that to you. Chameleon's a pushover, and Carnage is barely considered dangerous anymore. Okay, yeah. Which goblin? There's 10 goblins. And if you're talking about Green Goblin, which version of Green Goblin? Norman Osborn, Red Goblin. When Carnage and Green Goblin combined, now that was a villain. That was something to fear. Well, that depends on which one of the comics which one of the cartoons you're talking about. Most of the Spider-Man versions have been really awesome. Sonyverse is probably one of the best ones, but I mean not the Sonyverse, but the MTV Spider-Man one was pretty awesome. Uh, the cartoon that Sony did was pretty awesome. The original cartoon series from the 1960s, 70s, and 80s was pretty awesome. And Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, which introduced everybody to one of the coolest female heroes, Firestar. I mean, literally, this girl can nuke you with with microwaves. She could also pop your popcorn. uh, the one after Sony's was, yeah, the the Spider-Man, modern Spider-Man and Friends is just garbage, but it's also made for preteens and I mean not preteens, but for little kids. I mean, why are they traveling around on motorcycles and cars? They literally can web through the city. The Spider-Man team up show that Marvel did a while back, that was pretty good. But the Venom in Ultimate was pretty cool. Fly, you might want to expand on that one, Allison. Um, Spider-Man's actually had the most cartoons out of all of them, with Fantastic Four being a close second. I think that Fantastic Four has had four. Iron Man's had three. Hulk's had three. If we count the Thing solo series as one of those cartoons for Fantastic Four, that would make five. Although that was so Vanityville, it was horrible. Uh, I'm actually surprised that Avengers have had so few series. Yes, she can fly, but that goes along with the the microwave abilities. I thought that that was kind of a given that she could fly with the microwave abilities. Who else do we have? I don't think they did Iceman right for that series, though. I just realized something. Marvel has actually had more cartoon series than DC, and I thought the Batman's alone would actually beat Marvel. Well, if your only ability was the ability to fly, you would be Angel and you would be annoying. No, actually, Effie, they don't. DC has the wider range of superheroes. It's just that so few of them are popular that nobody realizes it. I mean, they have, let's see here, just Justice League, there are different teams. Then you have the Teen Titans, which there are the Titans, the Teen Titans, and the Preteen Titans. And you have the New Gods and uh, all of the characters in the massive universe. And then you have their future heroes like the Legion of Superheroes. Then you have Justice Society and Justice Society Junior. Honestly, DC has a lot more superheroes, but they just nobody cares about it. Marvel has more popular superheroes. Everybody knows Spider-Man, and because of the movies, everybody knows Iron Man. Wolverine's really well known. The X-Men are really well known. And that's the whole thing. It's like those characters are well known, but not as many people actually realize how well known they actually are. It's actually bothersome in some ways because you've got all these really well known characters that nobody knows anything about. Actually, I disagree with you on that one, Effie. I think that they need to do a much wider, longer running television series rather than movies. Yeah, Allison, you do. Only if his name was the Waffler, Justin. Yes, it's based off the Eternals, several of which have been members of the Avengers. In fact, the main character is an Avenger. Yes. Honestly, I hope that uh, Marvel does do what they're talking about doing with the cartoon series, which is they plan to do a cartoon universe, which will lead to like multiple different comic book series, different cartoon series that are all X-Men. You'll have X-Men Blue, X-Men Gold, X Factor, Excalibur, X Force. All of those will pop up. And yeah, there's so many characters. I mean, yeah, Marvel has a lot of characters, but like I said before, DC definitely hasn't beat. That's mostly because they create characters and then go, yeah, nobody likes this character, so we're never going to use it again. And then it pops up like 20 years later, like, uh, what was her name? Gypsy, who later became known as Roma. She was a member of the Justice League, and yet nobody likes her. I'm actually starting to think that uh, IGN has the largest comic book universe right now, though. Transformers, GI Joe, even though those two they lost the license to those two. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, uh, Power Rangers. Actually, I think that might be BAM Comics. But still, somebody wants to do a shared universe there. I've actually figured out all the races in the Marvel Universe, too. Unfortunately, one of them doesn't really cover everything. You're you need to talk to Justin about that one. I'm not. No, I don't even want to be involved in this conversation. Waffles are better than biscuits and gravy, no matter how much you try to deny it. So don't even start with the stupid biscuits and gravy. And what kind of freaking superhero would be called biscuits and gravy? It's almost as bad as Snowflake and Safe Place. Yeah, don't be doing that too much on my stream, okay? Not in this case, Allison. Odd is not normal in this case at all. You're being rather nice to yourself, Justin. You're slightly insane would work better. What else do we have? Okay, yeah, look, get outside the DC universe. Hey, Image used to be awesome. And then everybody realized that uh, Todd McFarlane actually meant, oh, I just want to own everybody else's stuff, including my own. Not everybody, all artists and creators should own their own stuff. Spawn Wildstorm, particularly Wildcats. Gen 13. Witchblade, which Top Cow is still part of Image. I keep waiting for McFarlane to sell Spawn to DC, considering DC's letting him have the license. That's Malibu, which is owned by Marvel. Malibu's been defunct so long, I'm surprised anybody remembers Mantis, okay? I would love to see Mantis appear in the Marvel Universe, but they pretty much made sure that wasn't going to happen. I mean, they just when Malibu got shut down, they just barely started this really cool dinosaur team. It was great. And then Prime was cool. I mean, it was like a super badass, overly adult version of Shazam. Nightman was pretty cool too. Unfortunately, the television series just did not do that character justice. Spawn was awesome, but at the same time, it really showed how bad of a writer Todd McFarlane was. No, there are lamer. There are far lamer superheroes than Captain Planet. He's a lame superhero, don't get me wrong. I mean, an incredibly lame superhero. But there were lamer. For instance, Lethargia Man, the Flaming Carrot, any member of Mystery Men. Seriously, when the leader of your team, other than the Flaming Carrot, is the Shoveler, that's a pretty lame team. Fat Man was a complete and utter joke. He doesn't count. Savage Dragon was awesome. I wish Savage Dragon was still around. Oh, here's another one. Too Much Coffee Man. That was a pretty lame superhero. And his arch nemesis, Too Much Tea Man. Okay, it's been fun tonight, and I'm glad that we almost broke our record of how many people actually showed up. And I'm definitely glad that you started talking, Justin. But I'm hungry, and I need to get off here to go eat. So I'm going to get off here, call it a night. Hope everybody enjoyed tonight. I think I'm going to be doing the talk more often and might start uh, filming the build the videos separately so that I can record the voiceovers over the top of them, even though I hate doing that. But I'll get off here and I will see you later. Talk to you in a bit, Allison, and good night.